Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Win with Armagh podcast. We're looking ahead to what is a crucial clash in Killarney coming up this weekend on Saturday as Armagh take on Kerry. It's do or die at this stage of the championship, knockout football. I'm delighted to be joined by Joe Kernan, who has had plenty of battles, both as a player and a manager, against Kerry down through the years. And Joe, what a game to look forward to, I suppose, to start with.
Well, come Sunday evening, everybody was saying, will it be Kerry? And, we were hoping it wouldn't be because we were hoping to get through to the next round. But wait a second. I think everybody realises now, and I think the fact that it's knockout will actually suit Armagh, because if you're in or you're out, you can lose 2 or 3 matches and still stay in. That is always weighing on the minds of people, and now it's all or nothing. So I'm sure Kieran will have said it straight after the match, boys. It is what it is. This is where we are, and can we beat Kerry? Yes. We have to perform better. Yes. Now let's go and do it. And that's the attitude they're going to have this week.
The big thing, I suppose, Joe, or one of the big challenges maybe, is the bit of a sucker punch defeat that they suffered against Louth, and now it's a quick turnaround. Like, from a managerial point of view, like how big of a task is that to get the thing back on track again in a short turnaround?
Well, I think these players and this squad have had sucker punches over the last 3 or 4 years, and then come out from that and performed and won the All-Ireland. And it's something along the same lines. And in fairness, Kieran and the management team have been good at redirecting them and refocusing them. But there'll be enough hurting these boys. And who would not want to go down to Killarney and beat Kerry in Kerry? You know what I mean? Besides winning in Croke Park, to beat somebody in their own backyard would live with you for all time. So every player won't need any motivation this week. It's about focusing. It's about being ready mentally and physically and doing everything right all week here, and look forward to the challenge. And certainly we will definitely see a different Armagh team this weekend.
And there's something about Kerry, Joe, isn't there? Like, I'm sure both as a player and a manager, there's something special about coming up against Kerry, whether it be league or championship or whatever. We even seen in the league match earlier this year, like, just the atmosphere and the buzz that playing Kerry brings.
Yeah, Kerry and Dublin would have been the ones you looked up and the big teams and the ones that were nearly always successful. But Kerry are the kingpins of the whole lot, and they'd say that themselves. But any team on any given day can be beaten, and this is a fantastic challenge for our players to go down. We're going to outnumber them in supporters, that's a certainty. Killarney is going to be full of Armagh people, whether they get to the match or don't. We're going to overtake the county, and that's the way it's going to be. And that, for the players' point of view, is a great motivation to see the support that they're going to have, and the whole crowd getting behind them. Like, everybody was heartbroken after last weekend. That's gone. And now let's go down here and enjoy the match and enjoy the weekend, and hopefully come away. There won't be much in it. These games they're on a trigger edge all the time, and Kerry will have most of their players back, bar Shaun. Shaun O'Shea. I think he's the only one that mightn't be back, but don't be surprised if he plays some part, because they're good at keeping the cards close to their chest down in Kerry.
I suppose the fact it's in Killarney, Joe, I know, like, in the league the last couple of years, Armagh have made the trip and it's down to Tralee and stuff, but I don't think Armagh have actually played in Killarney since 2000, so, like, it's a long time.
Yeah.
Would you play in Killarney much yourself?
Yeah, I only played it once myself, but it's a beautiful stadium. It's a sort of like a Rose Bowl down below you, and fantastic ground. You know what I mean? If the weather's good, there's no nicer place to play, and the atmosphere will be unbelievable. You know what I mean? This is a game that both teams didn't want, but now that they have it, they can't afford to lose it. So everything's at stake here. Pride, honour, into the quarterfinals. It's all or nothing. And to be honest, they're the games I love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no next day anymore now. Let's just go and do the job. And the players will be chawing at the bit.
And the fact that the Killarney bit, Joe, like, for the players, I'm guessing here, they're probably going down Friday night with the match on Saturday at 4 o'clock. Like, the journey and everything, we've seen teams going down there. Like, I'm thinking of Tyrone in 2012. Like, I don't know, that was maybe the end of them. Monaghan, Cavan in recent years went down. It's a really, really difficult place to go. Now, Donegal done it a couple of weeks ago. They were down there and beat Kerry. But the fact Kerry just seem to have this wee bit of a hoodoo in Killarney that maybe Donegal have spoiled a bit for them, but they don't often lose in Killarney.
I know that, but they have lost recently. So, these hoodoos is a lot of make-up talk from years gone by. This present team have been through it all. You know, they've lost important matches. They've won an All-Ireland. They've come back. They've won an Ulster title. They've lost a game here now. They were unbeaten up to last weekend. You know, I mean, a couple of seconds more or earlier, the referee could have blew the whistle. So it's just one of those things that happened, and it might never, hopefully it'll never happen in our lifetime again. But, you know, Killarney is the venue. It's going to be the next thing to Croke Park as far as we're concerned. And what an atmosphere it'll be if we're ahead by 1 or 2 points at the final whistle.
And when we're talking about Kerry, we have to talk about David Clifford. And every podcast in the country that's talking about Armagh and Kerry this week, Joe, they're going to be talking about David Clifford. Like, you played against that great Kerry team of the 70s and 80s. You managed against the great team of the noughties. Where does he rank as, I suppose, all time?
He probably is, and like the Mike Sheehy's, the John Egan's, Pat Spillans, all these boys were unbelievable players, but this boy just seems to have it all. You know, his size, his stature alone, he's a big man. He's very fast for someone so big. He can turn on a sixpence, and his shooting ability, there's nobody that match him in the country for scores regularly. But anybody can have a bad day. Anybody, when you're put under pressure, it depends on the service going in. If the good work's done out the field, the service is going to be bad. And we've seen games in the championship so far this year where he hasn't sort of shown, and that's because the good work was done out the field. So I'm sure the boys will work on that. But the fact that Paddy's coming back into play, that's a big thing for him. He's the man that pulls the strings, and we can't let him dictate, you know, where he's winning free ball. You know, somebody has to be up his back all the time and putting pressure on the ball that he has to get rid of it, and that somebody else try and put in the good pass that David will be looking for. So there's different parts of the game that we have to look at individually, but you have to treat him with the utmost respect and say, hey, we can't afford to give him any chances. And we've actually been very good at giving little frees away inside the 2 point distance. So if we can keep that up, that certainly won't suit Kerry either.
I was going to ask you that. How do you stop him? Is that stopping the service? Is that the best way to sort of limit his influence?
Well, it's one way. You know, he can still go up and catch a ball among 2 or 3 men, but he's better when he gets this ball on the outside and him turning on to whatever foot suits him at the time. So you got to make it difficult. You got to make it hard for him. You know, and some days people just don't be up for the battle. I remember Eamon Coleman. I asked Eamon Coleman years ago from Derry, Lord mercy on him, and I asked him, so how do you know your team's up for it? He says, Joe, when they're eating grass. And I says, what do you mean eating grass? He says, when you're knocked down once and you get up. And he says, you're knocked down twice and you get up. If you're knocked down the third time and you get up, the man that's knocking you down knows it's a waste of time, that you're up for this day. And that's the attitude we have to bring into this game, that it doesn't matter what they throw at us, we're going to stand up and take it and push on to win.
I suppose that this Armagh team, they've shown that over, and again it goes back to the sucker punch defeat last week. They've shown that bit of heart, that fight, determination, resilience, whatever you want to call it. They've shown that in the past, like, so there's nobody, I don't think there's anybody in Armagh doubting that Armagh can go down and get a result in Killarney, because we know the attitude and the character that's in that changing room.
Well, the character, there's 2 or 3 things. One, are they fit enough? Of course they are. Most of them are flying machines. 2, when their attitude is 100%, they can match anybody. And 3, have they got the ability? They have the ability. There's the 3 things. You have to go out and perform. You know, and that's what we strive for every day. It's not perfection. We strive to be the best that we can be on that day. And if every Armagh player comes off that field feeling that he's give everything he had. Now, unfortunately, last weekend, if you looked at everybody didn't perform to a high enough level, and that's probably why we lost the game. You know, it wasn't a last-minute mistake or something like that. We didn't perform to that level, but this weekend we have to perform, or the whole show's over this year, and that's what brings the best out in people. And we're hoping that, you know, hopefully there's no injuries this week and everybody's fit to play, and we'll be a different team. I have no doubt about that.
Well, that's the big thing. There was 2, I suppose, the 2 main men that were missing last week, Blaine Hughes and Andrew Merlin, were both out injured. I think Kieran McGeeney said afterwards they should be back for this weekend. So going by that, it's probably Ben Creeley's the only one out injured, and other than that, it's Armagh's good to go. I think they're fully fit.
Yeah. And the thing about injuries, I remember years ago, Shaun Boylan told us something about, you know, if you lose somebody during a match and the opposition think, oh, one of the best players is gone, you take on a sub and carry on. And I remember we used to do that in Cross and did it with Armagh. and Meath were great at that. They'd bring on somebody and next thing they'd carry on and play well. And the other team was waiting for them to slow down or not play as well without their best player. Any player that we have taken off the lane has played well most of the time. So we have men that come in. At the start of the year, we were worried when Soupy was gone that we hadn't got somebody to fill that position. But we have men able to come on and get the scores and cause problems. And they're playing to a system now that they're making chances. They're making goal chances. So once you keep making chances, and in fairness to Louth last week, Louth didn't quit. They played to the end. And if that's a reason for us to do it next weekend, why not?
And the midfield battle is going to be interesting, Joe, because I suppose of what happened in Croke Park last year. Obviously, Armagh were beating Kerry in the All-Ireland quarter-final, and just a 14-15-minute sort of blitz put the end to Armagh's season. So the midfield battle, the kick-outs, the setup, it's all going to be quite tactical. But I suppose when the ball's out there, you have to go and win it, don't you?
Yeah. You know, I mean, the break ball is sometimes more important than a perfect kick out that you get into somebody's hands. Sometimes you have to fight for it, and when that's on, you know, I mean, you can tell a team that's up for it then. You know, if they continually win break ball, well, the opposition know that we're not going to win it playing this way. So they maybe are going to have to go and take chances and hit them out short to gain possession. So it's putting the man on the ball under pressure all the time. It's, you know, keep him under pressure, that they can't pinpoint the kick-outs, the free kicks to the positions that they want. Make them work for everything.
And I suppose, again, coming up against Kerry, Joe, just get a bit of your thoughts from your own playing days coming up against them, like memories of, you said you played in Killarney once, like trips down to Kerry or even them coming up here, like any big standout memories of coming up against them?
I did. I had one great memory after. Well, we beat them in Killorgan one day. And that was a great win for us on the road at that time. And we had a mixture of a young and old side. And one thing about that day was, I think myself went off, Colin McKinstry went off, and I don't know, three elderly statesmen of the team went off, and Kieran McGurk, Lord of Mercy, and scored a great goal to win it that day. So we were happy. But I remember another time we were down after winning the All-Ireland, and Lord of Mercy and the poor bold Paddy arrived in their dressing room, and Paddy said, "I'd like to welcome the All-Ireland champions to Killarney," and he says, "Congratulations, and we wish you all the best." So he was very honourable, and when he went out in Nightlow, I says, "Boys, they're going to get stuck into it." Say, well, they battered us up and down all day. So, you know, they have that niceness, but they have that toughness and steeliness as well. You know, they won by 2 or 3 points that day, but they would have preferred to have the Sam Maguire, but we had it, which was better.
And Joe, before we wrap up, the big question we finish with all these podcasts is who's going to win the game? Do you see Armagh getting through and hopefully through to another All-Ireland quarter-final, or how do you see it all panning out?
There's two things maybe. The injuries to the Kerry players who are coming back, are they fully fit? Will they last the game? So that's their problem. Okay, so we don't have that, but we have to test every one of them. We have to make sure that we push them to the limits that they have in them and see who'll break, because somebody always breaks during a match. You can pressurize somebody all day long, and there's somebody in the opposition going to break. If he breaks and makes that mistake and we get in for a score, but we have to be able to do that for 70 minutes this time, or 71 or 72, whatever it is, so that we test them. Both teams are, you know, we have a load of scorers from all over the field, you know, from defence to the forwards. And they have as well, you know, they have half-backs can come up and score, the midfielders can score. So it's going to be one of those cat and mouses, but I think both teams are going to go at it from the start. We cannot afford to let them get a goal and 4 or 5 points up on us, or it'll be an uphill struggle. We have to be able to win our kick-outs, get the ball up and make chances. I honestly do believe that we can win this. I 100% believe that we can win it, but we have to be at a level we haven't been at this year fully yet. And that means our marking, our tackling, our fielding, and the execution of our shooting. That if we get all these things right, and we can, it's all within the abilities that this team has. Their fitness can back that up. But we have to be really unsung this day and get the things right. If we get it right, we'll win the game, but there won't be much in it. Because of the 2 pointers, the way they go now, you know, the space that is in defences. I would like to see us catch the odd kick out and just hit it up to the 3 men. Because they're going to crowd around the middle of the field. If we can win a kick out, we seen Monaghan there a couple of weeks ago. Who is it? keeper.
Bobby McCall
Caught the ball and got the ball straight in.
Yeah.
That is still available. Once or twice, only once in each half, and you have a chance at 2 goals because their defence will not want it. So we things that you do different that they don't expect can sometimes turn a game. So hopefully they've something up their sleeve that Kerry or we know nothing about, and they can get the 1 or 2 points that'll do it.
Well, hopefully, but we're all hoping Armagh can come through, and maybe the next time we're doing a podcast, we'll be talking about an All-Ireland quarter-final. That's the hope anyway. Keep an eye out on all our social media pages. We'll have much more coming up in terms of our new campaign. It's, of course, the 50 grand to spend how you like it in Shelbourne Motors. So keep supporting the campaign and keep supporting the future of Armagh. Joe, thanks very much for coming on.
Thanks, Shane. No problem at all.
Win £50,000 to spend how you like.
Here at Shelbourne Motors.
You could choose this car.
Or what about this one?
Why not grab 2 while you're at it?
£50,000 to spend your way at Shelbourne Motors.
It's entirely up to you. 1 car, 2 cars, it's your way.
It's a tough one for me, but I'd probably go with this one.
Enter now, tickets are only a £5.